So Cassie's been running 3 or 4 days a week, about 3 or 4 miles each time, and 2.5 weeks ago she went and ran 6 miles, which is the longest she's ever done. And today she wants to try and beat that and run 8 miles. So Hazel and I are gonna drive Cassie out 8 miles from home and drop her off and let her run home. Eat this.
Ew, it's brown.
It's 68 and totally clear skies. We are leaving the house with 0 miles on the odometer, and we are heading toward the Medford and Jacksonville hills to drop Cassie off to run 8 miles back. I have my drone and the camera charged, and Hazel's got toys, and we've got snacks for everybody, and we're gonna see if Cassie can do this. How do you feel, Cass?
I'm like so scared right now.
What are you scared about?
The 6 miles felt really good, but I haven't done 8, so that makes me really nervous. And also the time I know is not going to be great because I normally don't necessarily run for time. I mean, I'll check it and stuff, and I'm not like being slow or anything intentionally.
You made it 8 miles on Mount McLaughlin though. Yeah,
but there's a difference between hiking and running.
Yes.
So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully, I really want to make it though. If anything, I'll probably just do like 8 miles and maybe have to like not run as fast as I want to.
Even if you walk some of it though, that's fine. The goal is to make it 8 miles.
Yeah.
You'll do fine.
I can't hold this camera, it's so heavy.
This camera, it's a tiny camera. All right, babe, you're doing this.
I'm literally gonna puke from your business.
So,
it's kind of pathetic.
You're gonna stay on this road for about 2.5 miles.
Okay.
We almost made it into Jacksonville. We're like a mile from Jacksonville. Jacksonville is like just over that hill. We're 8 miles from home.
Oh, you want a sunscreen in my bag?
Where's the sunscreen?
It's in the glove box. Sorry.
Awkward. We were just parked in that guy's driveway. Oops. All right, have fun, babe.
Thank you.
Good luck. So Hazel and I are sitting at about just past the 3 mile marker on Cassie's 8 mile run. But I gotta say, I'm super proud of her. So if you've been watching our vlogs for a while, you know that we tried hiking Mount McLaughlin when Hazel was 3 months old. My parents came along and helped and babysat Hazel while Cassie and I tried to climb it. It's 5.5 miles up, 5.5 miles back, and it gets up to 9,600 feet of elevation. Anyway, it was way longer than Cassie had ever hiked, and it was way higher in elevation than Cassie had ever hiked. So we didn't make it to the top. We made it within a mile of the top. But at the time when we tried it, she had been running like once a week for about 6 weeks. And it just wasn't really enough training, and she had just had a baby 3 months before, so it was a really difficult task to try to hike Mount McLaughlin. But since then, she's been running like 3 or 4 miles every 2 or 3 days, about 3 or 4 times a week. Like 2.5 weeks ago, she actually went and ran 6 miles, like up in the hills. She ran from my parents' house home, which was 6 miles. She even did like an extra loop around the block because it was like 5.8, and she ran an extra couple blocks to make it an even 6 miles. And she felt really good about it. And so she's kept at it. She's been running like every other day, like 3 or 4 miles. And now here we are, she's trying to run 8. My only point to that is just a commentary on getting into running and training when you're not in great shape or when you've just had a baby or whatever. I think a lot of people sometimes think you gotta go out like every weekend and run 6 miles or every other weekend and run 6 miles. I feel like that's a way worse way to go about it than if you were to just go out every other day and run 2 miles. Or even if it's just like you haven't ran in 2 or 3 days, so you go out and run a mile. It's less about the distance you run when you go out and more about just the consistency. Just don't let more than 3 or 4 days pass before you run again, even if it's only a mile or 2. And that's what Cassie's been doing. If she goes 3 days without running, she goes out and she makes sure she gets that run in for the week. And she's crushing it. I can see her in my rearview mirror now. She was saying that banana was hurting, which it might be because it was right before we left the house, but it was like half a banana. I think it's because she didn't eat anything all afternoon except rice cakes and string cheese, which is not enough food to go run 8 miles. But she's jogging. Good job, babe. You threw it up?
I hate bananas.
I'm sorry. You're doing good. What are you eating? That's the dirty end. She's about a mile away from home. On her way back, we're gonna load up in the stroller and we're gonna run out to meet Cassie out there and help run her home. So, you ready, Hazel? Nope.
I just did it.
You did it!
Ouch.
I owe you Chick-fil-A now.
Yeah, you do.
High five.
That's the only reason I keep going. Chick-fil-A. Oh. Hi, beautiful. How are you? Was that a fun trip?
You crushed it.
Oh, gosh.
Hi, Travis.
Yep.
Awesome, there's that for you. Let me get your meal and just take a second.